It's showtime.
Welcome into the SEC Pub.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. It's the SEC Pub. I am Dale. With me today, we got Coach. What's up, Coach?
What's the damn deal, Dale?
Right. And we got Will in the building. What's up, Will?
How we doing, fellas?
All right. So, hell of a week last week. College football, man. Hell of a week.
Unfortunately.
I mean, listen, it happens.
It does. It
Happens to us all. I mean, look, that's what it is. At least it wasn't somebody like Bandy sneaking up on you or something like that. But
Hey, that's what worries me this week. I ain't even going to sugarcoat that one. They shown you can come in there and be hiding the horse, and they would send you home with your tail between your legs.
That's right. Bandy will sneak up on you. Ask old Bama. So that's right, man. All right, so we definitely gonna be talking some college football here, man. Where the hell is Jake at? All right, let's start this thing up here. And get into the SEC Pub. Here we go. As soon as I can share that screen, we're gonna be rolling. There we go. Boom. All right. So this week in the news, we got Oklahoma starting Jackson Arnold again. Now, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Oklahoma had sat down Jackson Arnold, who was a five-star guy, and they ran off the quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought in a freshman, and he played okay a couple games, but now they're going back to Jackson Arnold. And I'm just thinking, is this the right way to handle your young quarterback, the future pretty much of your team? Like,
no.
What do you think about this handling, Coach?
Definitely not the way to handle it. As you're sitting here and you're talking about the stuff from the past, it just dawned on me that this is kind of when the demise of Oklahoma as a program, as a national program, started. They had the likes of a Jalen Hurts, a Kyler Murray, a Caleb Williams. They let Caleb Williams leave. A Baker Mayfield even. Forgot about him as well. But then, it kind of started around time with Caleb. He goes, he leaves with Lincoln Riley to USC. You got Gabriel there. He had a little injury history there, but he was still, when he played there, he was productive. When he played there, he put boot to Texas ass, in the rival game. But he goes to Oregon, and what are they doing in Oregon? Number one in the nation, and he's the Heisman candidate. They can't get the quarterback position right. Venables, that seat probably real hot right about now.
Yeah.
And especially when they picked him over the prodigal son in Heupel, who's having much success in Tennessee right now. Mm-hmm. So I hate to see it. I kind of admired OU growing up. My cousin, Heisman Trophy winner at OU. But as a Longhorn fan, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. It's just been wild for me. What do you think about them handling your freshman quarterback the same way in Florida? Will, what do you think if they did this in Florida?
So the typical way you handle quarterbacks, at least how we're used to, I don't think it's always the same in college. College is a little different. We've seen teams actually run for a whole season like two quarterbacks, and I can't say that they were super successful with it, but they weren't the worst team in the league. So, but I do think if you're gonna make him the guy and then you bench him, then you should probably stick with that for a little bit. But I think they benched him, realized, hey, we're worse. They lost to the Gamecocks, and suddenly it was like, all right, maybe we shouldn't have benched him. I think they pulled the trigger early in the first place.
Yeah.
I think they tried to salvage a season.
He got caught in the moment in the Tennessee game.
Yeah. I think he tried to salvage a season and got caught up in the hype. And he made a mistake, and now he's going back. As long as he sticks with Arnold, but he needs to stick with him now. He can't do this again. I agree that he didn't handle it well, but he didn't ruin the situation either yet. So if he just sticks with Arnold, win as many games as you can, hope Arnold doesn't transfer on your ass, and then continue to build for the future.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's talk about.
He's already made the mistake.
Let's talk about our next story here. The Big Ten and the SEC are in preliminary talks to play some non-conference games against each other as a way to enhance the schedule strength. So my guess is going to be one out-of-conference game every year, something like that. And they probably figure out some way to get some sponsors and, put it on ESPN or whatever and get a bunch of money from it. So, but as a college football fan, being able to see a good non-conference game versus your team paying Who Cares State to come in there and getting waxed, right? You get to see one of these games, much better game. But does this make you afraid, Jake?
No, I love it because the Big Ten can finally prove that we're either better or just as good as the SEC. I love it.
What if they get wet?
Then it's just the same old story.
Plus, it's a lot better than watching Alabama play Mercer or some other scrub team for the second last game of the season. Hopefully, it takes 100%. That spot away from them.
Here's the thing, though. It means a lot to those teams. I hope those teams still find a way to get money games in for themselves because those games are huge for those smaller schools.
It's a shot to the program.
Big deal.
It's a shot to the smaller schools, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the big school, Dale. We're doing fine.
Well, I don't care about small schools. At this point,
the problem.
Like I don't want to see those games. And then,
don't watch them.
I don't want my starters getting hurt because they got to play during those games.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do they have to play football, Dale?
Well, I'd rather them get hurt playing Alabama versus Southern Alabama.
How else your overrated players going to pad their stats?
and another reason I'm fine with that is that this is the first year. I don't know if it's happened in years past. I don't even know what I ate for dinner yesterday. But this year, for whatever reason, Ohio State's had 2 bye weeks. I think that's ridiculous. I think one's fine. 2, there's no freaking point. I think Oregon didn't play last week either. No, they did. But either way, my team had 2 byes this week or this year. That should never happen. It'll fill up a hole.
I think Texas has 2 byes as well.
Every team, I'm pretty sure, has 2 byes.
I don't like it. I'm so used to just having 1 bye and it being in the middle-ish beginning of the season, and then we just go straight through Big Ten play. And also those teams that, get some money out of playing those big-name schools, that's fine. They can keep them. But keep them at the beginning of the season. The first 3 games is exactly what they're meant for. Get rid of a bye week for these big schools and let that 4th game be the out-of-conference play. So your first 3 games are your tune-up games against Little Sisters of the Poor. Week 4 is again SEC versus Big Ten week, and then go on to your regular scheduled programming of conference games.
Yeah, the problem is
2 bye weeks.
I think the number of conference games each conference has, because they want to make sure they play the same number of conference games, so that way you have the same number of out of conference games on the schedule, and so that way when the playoffs come a calling, you're not competing with a team who played a bunch of Rudy Pools versus a decent schedule. So That I'm pretty sure that's all part of the talks and all that stuff too. So,
fellas, on average, how many bye weeks does the college team have? I always thought it was at least 2.
yes,
Everybody.
it's usually 2. Yeah. Now the times vary, and now
when they happen, yes. Some people do back to back of them. Some people put them at the end. Some people get them at the beginning.
Well, I know for LSU, we usually have one of our bye weeks before we play Alabama.
Right.
Like
That makes sense.
every year, we do that. So I don't know how much flexibility is going to be given in the future from the SEC schedules and ESPN schedule and all that kind of stuff. But I know that's what we typically do every year.
I like the idea of the scheduling for 2 reasons. One, they get rid of the pansy games, to see who's really should be ranked where they're at. Mm-hmm. But 2, there was a little bit of rumor and little rumblings going on in the offseason that the SEC and the Big Ten was kind of saying, you know what, we really don't need the NCAA to run this. We can do this ourselves.
They don't.
So
they can secede from the NCAA
with the introduction of the NIL money, which was a chink in the armor of the NCAA from a power perspective, to this being kicked around and possibly created, we could probably be seeing the topple of the evil empire.
Yeah, they're going to hire themselves a football commissioner, and they're going to run it. They're gonna have TV deals. It's gonna be nice. That's what it's gonna be.
Without having to give a piece of the pie to the NCAA itself.
Yeah. So I could see the ACC, I can see the Big Ten, and I can see the SEC getting together and doing that sort of thing. Definitely,
especially considering the way that the changes for this year of the construction of the Big Ten and the SEC, when they went and cherry picked the best from 2 other Power 5 conferences.
Yes, absolutely. And these deals are pretty much going to be the I guess the genesis of that, right? That kind of structure where if these powers all have deals together and they don't have deals with the rest of y'all, you know, this is like Division 1 over here, and this is Division 2, even though you might not call it that, but that's what it is. And then the fact, like, the Pac-12 is like calling up all these teams, these Rudy Poo teams, and making them D1 teams like that too. So yeah,
I hope SEC and Big Ten make a super PAC in the ACC, and they leave Notre Dame out of it, and they have to go play nothing but they got to play a bunch of James Madisons every week.
Yeah,
and they'll never be respected again because fuck the Golden Domers for no reason. I don't even have a reason to not like them.
You go play Army and Navy every year.
Yeah, good. Go play Air Force.
Yep. I agree with that, man. All right. Let's see what we got next. That was the last news item. So let's get into. Oh, sorry. No. I do have one more. My bad.
I was told that Kentucky defense was good.
No. The SEC fined Texas $250K for littering. Coach, would you like to tell us more?
First off,
stop throwing shit, Coach. Jesus Christ.
First off, and the first thing I thought of when I saw that Saturday night, I'm like, I hope this doesn't happen with Will and I here at the Florida game.
I kind of wanted to.
A bunch of drunk rednecks.
Especially because we're gonna have to get me out the building because I'm gonna be florid up.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Have to travel back
wearing a Hernandez jersey and everything.
Yeah, it was despicable display. I get it, the upset, but like I said, they fined him $250,000. They have to go through the video and independently identify every student that threw something, those students
Or else.
once identified, will be banned from the rest of the school year, fall and spring semesters, to attend any sporting events.
Wow, anything. Wow. Okay. All right. But they threaten Texas, if you don't do this, we're gonna
come down hard on you. Yeah. Don't want to do that. It just got in there.
Hold on. We need this money. It's liquid money. I know for sure. Like when I graduated, college, I started like doing taxes out of high school. I was working for the state. Okay. And business owners. No, the state taxes, not IRS. But the business owners in the city would come through, bar owners, liquor stores or whatever, right? They come through and they have these outlandish tax fees. And I'm telling you, bruh, every time they pull out the big wad and they paying whatever that thing say to get that license. They can't mess with that license, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You take away that license?
That's limitless money. Once they get that license, yeah, that's a lot of money that, and especially in the Austin situation, Austin has just under 1 million people there, like 983,000 people.
Yes.
They have no professional sport teams there.
Right.
UT is their professional sport team.
Uh-huh.
So if you having liquor there, that's the best they're going to do unless they go to San Antonio, Houston, or Dallas to watch professional sports and have a cold one. So it's part of the environment. So they got to keep that liquor license there.
Do you fellas in Texas, do you guys have a cap on liquor licenses?
As far as how many you can have?
In Massachusetts, all the liquor licenses that will ever exist already exist. There will not be more.
Wow.
Oh, no. I don't.
Crazy.
I don't think they have nothing like that.
So, like, I believe there's a crazy process that maybe you can get them, but I think it's some crazy lofty thing that it's hard to do. So basically, yes, you can get a new one, but essentially, no, you can't. So essentially, it's just the ones that are there are the ones that are, and you basically you gotta buy them as so people have to be selling it. They have to be moving on, and you have to jump up and grab that, and you have to be able to. And so it's crazy. I don't know if it's like that in other places. I just know here it is.
Yeah, that sounds insane.
Well, I hope this don't sound insensitive, but Boston is in Massachusetts. You got a lot of Irish people there.
Yeah, it could get bad if you let it go wild. You're right. Yeah,
it's trying to keep the peace. Okay,
the potato boys don't play when it comes to liquor. So, and it's not just that. We also have a decent amount of Italians as well, and they're no strangers to beverages. There's an open bar called Chili Willy Bar. Yeah, Chili Wills. Come to Chili Wills, where everybody knows your name and you will be yelled at.
All right. Florida is on a bye this week, Will.
Yeah.
So you guys beat the crap out of Kentucky. Talk to me about that game.
I normally wouldn't give a shit that we beat Kentucky, other than we beat Kentucky because we have a rivalry with them, just from SEC ties and basketball. Actually, it stems from basketball mostly.
Yep.
And I wouldn't have cared, but I was told by a knowledgeable panelist that this Kentucky defense was NFL quality.
So maybe Alabama wasn't that good.
I don't think so. No, but Kentucky played hard. I like their team, but my Gators did their thing. We saw a lot out of both quarterbacks. Kentucky will upset Florida. It already happened, and it didn't happen. So,
so I know you've been pessimistic.
Huh?
You've been pessimistic all year about your Gators.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you more optimistic now?
For beating Kentucky?
Yeah. It's a good win, man.
And I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was Georgia they played hard, my bad.
It's a win. I don't know if it's a good win. I mean, it's a win.
It's an SEC win. That's a good win.
Yeah. You know what, Dale? We got higher standards in Gatorville, man. Higher standards. Don't know why, we just do. But now, look, it's a win. I'm glad we got the win. I'd rather win than lose, obviously.
Yeah.
This isn't the NFL where a draft pick matters here. So winning, you always want to be winning. So yeah, I'll take the win. I also take the bye. Get us a little healthier. Some of our receivers, get them healthy. Come out firing.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you caught up. Nice.
All right. You got any other Florida thoughts before we
just
move
the same sentiment that I've been echoing all year, which is I just cannot wait to move on from Billy Napier.
Man, coming off a win, he still won't fire him. I forget it.
I think that's fair. I think if I only say that after he loses, that's kind of like, I mean, it's unfair. Okay. I genuinely don't want him here. So even when we win, he can go. But yeah, that's all I really have to look forward to is hopefully to see whoever the next coach is going to be.
There's a couple of rumors already swirling around.
Okay,
what are these rumors?
The front runner is Lane Kiffin.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. I've always been a Lane guy, even though like he doesn't historically win a bunch. But he comes in and your offense is fun to watch. So yes, please. Give me
a Florida ain't about that money like that.
What you mean? We paid Urban.
Florida ain't doing that.
Why not?
You got to really pay this dude for him to leave Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Florida's a better place.
They paid Napier $51.8 million.
You rather live in Mississippi. They paid Napier that money.
Yeah.
And his buyout is $26.7 million.
Okay, but you're talking about getting another SEC coach to leave their school for your school. Absolutely. You have to really pay.
They will. We can pay.
Let's see what Lane Kiffin making right now.
But the dark horse.
What? Who's dark horse?
Eli Drinkwitz.
I thought you were about to say Manning.
No, the head coach from Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, yeah.
He's got a good program going there.
I know, but I'd rather.
And he's been linked there before.
Watch it be him. I still rather Lane though. Lane, come recruit in Florida. Lane Kiffin would dominate Florida recruiting.
All right, Kiffin. I mean, y'all shouldn't let him get out of Florida International, but it's another thing.
No, I know. We should have got him then.
Right. So right now, Kiffin, he just signed a deal in 22. Okay. His deal right now pays him $9 million annually. So
doable.
That's what you got to beat right now.
Doable. We can do that. Just overbid him by $10 million a year. Come over here. Do the Price is Right thing.
$1.
$101. I love
Florida got it hard, man.
Whenever somebody does that, they just like this motherfucker.
And then don't forget now, you got to pay Napier to go away. So some of your donors got to line up and says, yes, I will be willing to pay him to go away. All right.
Do you want to win? Is the only question you ask in that meeting.
Yeah.
You want to win?
Yeah, exactly.
No? Okay. Napier it is. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ohio State versus Nebraska. Ohio State is a 25.5 point favorite. Total for this game is 48. Jake, you guys are coming off of a loss to Oregon. Tell me about that game. What did you think? What happened? What went wrong?
Well, Howard sucks. That's what went wrong.
Okay.
Guarantee. I don't care what kind of hater, what kind of make fun of I get for this, but Kyle McCord wouldn't have lost that game. I'm dead serious. Kyle McCord had something
only
that
fun
Will
I'll
Howard
make is
does.
You shit on Kyle McCord before this.
I know. I was the one that never shitted on Kyle McCord. I was actually fine and couldn't stand the fans that gave him all that shit. I never had a problem with him. He was very good with the ball. He hardly ever gave it up. He went over 2,000 yards with only 4 picks, and 2 of those came against Michigan. Yeah, that sucked. I gave him a little bit of shit about the Michigan loss, but he was closer against Michigan than C.J. Stroud was.
When he left, you were like, "Fuck Kyle McCord."
No, I definitely was not.
remember.
Bring the records up. I don't care. At the same time, though,
but he left to go to Syracuse. Like it had to be a thing where he just didn't. He wanted to play more, right?
Him and Ryan Day didn't get along, and he knew he wasn't going to play anymore, so he transferred. And he transferred to a school he knew he was going to get playing time at, and he's got a good tight end up there, and he's having fun. Syracuse is winning; they're not doing bad. I think he would have slid earlier. I think he would have got rid of the ball and would have set us up for a chance at a field goal, and that would have been fine. I would have been perfectly fine losing that game with an attempted field goal if we would have had it. But that game was so full of weird calls, plays that shouldn't have been plays, picks that should have been picks, spit getting thrown. I mean, very first drive of the game, that wasn't a catch, and they gave us a catch. Or no, it was supposed to be a pick. I forgot what it was. It's been 2 weeks, all right? It was supposed to be a pick or an interception, and somehow we came up with the ball. Don't know how it should have happened. They throw their loophole in at the end of the game, but you know what? Hey, that's smart. You were able to find something, make it work, run time off the clock. Smart as hell. You can't do it anymore. That's the point of loopholes. You use them once, and the NCAA ruins it by taking it away. But hey, we lost the game fair and square. We're number 4. Didn't drop out of the top 5. Still playing for a tournament game? Hell yeah. Got a week break. We're going against Nebraska, who's got a fun quarterback to watch, depending on if you like him or not. And I think it's going to be another tune-up game for when we play PSU the next week. So,
yeah, Nebraska is coming off of a straight up behind whipping versus Indiana, 56-7. This will be their second consecutive road game. But I agree here. It's probably going to be another tune-up game for you. And that's why the spread is so high. So pretty confident there with this one. What are you thinking about Ryan Day?
I still don't like the guy whatsoever, but go out there and try to win the football games. Change my mind, change my opinion on you. I still don't think he can win the big games. He's 1-5 against top 5 or top 10 teams, whichever one it was. He does not know how to win the big games. He never has, and I don't think he ever will. But nonetheless, I think that the things that I like, the thing I did like and the thing I didn't like about the Oregon game mainly was that the offense started out better than they have in the last couple games. They actually didn't start slow, but the defense looked like shit.
Gotcha.
Those are my 2 biggest takeaways from that game.
How long before they moved to Saban?
Not this year. They're going to stick with Howard all the way through. They brought him in, and they're going to be stuck with him. There's no way they're going to sit him. Unless he absolutely starts shitting the bed, starts throwing picks. He's already fumbling the ball. I mean, he's got a few more strikes to go before they sit him. But Sands the next man up, even though they have Devin Brown listed as QB2. That they're not going to give the reins to Devin Brown all because he's an upperclassman. Everyone's so high on saying that it'll be him to take over when it gets there. But it'll take. If we lose one more time, you best believe we'll see Sand.
All right, cool. That's Ohio State then. All right, up next, we're going to talk some Texas, Coach. The first thing I got to ask you about, what's up with this receiver that y'all put out here versus Georgia, bro?
Big as the plug, baby. Somebody said in the comments, said he wrapping sandwiches.
Damn.
That's great.
Oh boy.
Was it a Subway at least?
He's wearing
a couple of Subways.
He's wearing burnt end Sierra.
That was great, man. That was so great. All right. But for real though, all right, Texas versus Vanderbilt. Texas is a 19-point favorite. The total for this game is 53.5. What's your thoughts here about this game, Coach?
I'm gonna be honest. Even though it probably don't make sense, I'm more worried about this game than the game we just lost.
Okay.
Because Georgia, in the day, Georgia had a lot of people that were out, but it's still Georgia. But Vanderbilt,
Georgia.
I watched how they systematically destroyed Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama had no answers on defense. And I can see if you have a pretty aggressive defense, they have a lot of misdirection. The quarterback, he's poised. They're playing at home. Hey, Vandy, man.
Trying to convince us that this is a gotcha game.
It could be. This could be, because I think I'm trying to think who they play after Vandy. Is it Kentucky? No, Florida after Vandy. Because they got a bye week.
How did you not know that? You know what next week is.
It's 2 weeks. So they could be looking past them in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's dangerous, man. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. They got to go in there. They got to show them respect. That's the one thing in Texas I've always noticed. Whenever they do well, and I guess it's part of the poison of being a Longhorn and a Cowboy fan. Start believing your own press clippings, and you start puffing out your chest, thinking that you've already arrived, and you get humbled.
That's what happens when football is a religion in a state.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You get God complex. I'm the motherfucker. I'm him. I'm him in this city. All right. Well,
yeah.
Unfortunately, you're in a city with a lot of other hymns. It's a great city for football.
I remember the pep rallies. The pep rallies are pretty crunk here.
I'm looking at an article from Yahoo Sports, and they have the QBR of the SEC quarterbacks, and at number 4 in the SEC is Diego Pava, the Vanderbilt quarterback. So
number 4,
82 points. So yeah,
solid QBR, and they have a lethal running game. That's balanced attack. You don't know which way to go. And you don't want to get into a situation where you get behind early, because those quarterbacks, probably more so yours than anything, he looked so shook last week, man. Yeah, he rebounded in the second half, but championship caliber quarterbacks and championship caliber teams, you can't have slow starts. You got to take care of business. And the Ewers that I saw last week, unfortunately, that's the same Ewers I saw in high school.
Does this go against a team that's draft stock?
Absolutely. You got to think, before he got hurt, he was a front runner for the Heisman. He gets hurt, comes against OU. They won, but he wasn't that impressive. He had some moments against OU, and then he had the terrible first half this past weekend. So if I'm a NFL GM, you're going to digging around, you got to start asking questions like, is it my franchise quarterback? Can I count on him when I need him in the big games? He's already shown that he's injury prone, but then you got to worry about the psyche of him. And like I said, this goes back to high school, where he gets shook.
So I'm saying he was bad enough to where you guys put in Arch.
Yep.
Now, what happened to Arch when he was in the game? I guess it's my biggest question, because they switched quarterbacks and then switched back. Like, that's unusual.
Well, about time Arch came in, they already had the blueprint. They already had the scheme to beat the vaunted offensive line. And at that point, they were just teeing off. They had a scheme where they could just pin their ends back and they was rolling with it, because they knew they obviously had Texas in the catch-up mode. Even though the score wasn't a blowout at that point, but they had to pass.
Okay.
And it made them one-dimensional. But I will say this. I did notice immediately. I'm glad Ewers shook it off and got better in the second half, but when Arch came in, his decisiveness on where he was on his reads was obvious. That's what Ewers wasn't doing. Ewers was holding the ball too long.
Yeah. Okay.
And against that team
Yeah, you
in this conference, you can't do
hold the
that.
ball, dog.
You got to get the rock out your hand.
Yes, they coming.
Oh, you gonna get Peter roll like you was getting Peter roll.
They coming, man. So yeah, okay. So looking at the updated list on ESPN, Paul was at number 4 on QBR at 79.8. So right behind Jalen Milroe. So and in front of Carson Beck. Now Carson Beck, what do you think about him as a quarterback there, Coach? I mean, going up against him, being able to see him go up against your defense. What do you think about him as an NFL
They forced 3 turnovers. The defense did their part.
Yeah.
They forced 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
But Beck, I'm gonna Georgia quarterbacks, and we talked about this before. When you have big prominent programs where year after year after year, you just got recruits rolling through there. Sometimes your quarterback position is probably going to be overinflated because you got so much talent around them. So when they get to the next level and you're on a bad team, that's when you get exposed. That's why we've never seen any Alabama quarterbacks have much success. Even when Pete Carroll was at USC, his quarterbacks came out really didn't do much either because they had so much talent around them. Florida, it's a gift and a curse. Ohio State, Joey broke the mold on that, but he went to LSU to do that. But yeah, it's a gift and a curse.
What were you saying,
right
Jake?
now? We have it. No, I was waiting for Coach to say Ohio State. I'm like, oh come on, we're the blueprint for great quarterbacks in college and absolutely nothing in the NFL. We're the blueprint. Yes. Come on now. I mean, no, Coach is right about this overinflation thing because right now we have two freshman quarterbacks that could potentially start for this team, and Julian Sain and Aaron Nolan, and we're probably going to go with Sain, and Aaron Nolan's going to end up going to California or something and starting and having a great career. But yeah, I'm not going to say there's an overinflation of quarterbacks, but I mean, you can't ever have too much talent because a good backup is nice to have in college.
It is. Now, y'all's situation, that quarterback probably has the best skill positions in the nation around him. Mm-hmm. You got a 1-2 punch at running back, probably arguably have the best wide receiver that he's throwing the ball to.
Definitely the most NFL ready.
That's what you say.
So he's loaded at the skill position.
Yeah, and Will Howard doesn't understand how to get on the ball. Anyway, that's not the point. We're not talking about Will Howard. Next year, Julian Sain's going to have a heyday with him.
So far, all I've seen Julian do is throw it far and not even complete it. Mm-hmm. But I know he's talented. You can see it. Like, you can see the talent.
And all I got to say is thank you, Nick Saban, for leaving because that's the only reason we got him.
Why he was with Bama? He was going to Bama?
Oh, yeah. He was signed and everything and then rescinded it and signed with Ohio State.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see how the kid is supposed to go to Alabama next year. Because Alabama, that's a whole nother story in itself. They're 5-2. They're probably going to end up ending up with 3 to 4 losses this year.
Okay.
Just looking how the and they've got probably the number 1 quarterback prospect for this class coming out committed to there after he changed his commitment from SMU to there. I wonder how long it's going to last though.
Okay. All right. Well, we shall see. So with this Texas 19-point favorites, you would not play this at all.
I think that whooping might have did something to him, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is part of a season. You gotta be able to respond, bounce back.
I'll say this: if they come back out and they beat them like they're supposed to beat them, then I'll be like, okay, we might got something there. But they come out and they struggle to take the L, you might lose against Florida.
Mm-hmm. No,
you probably gonna get your ass kicked against A&M at the end of the season.
Florida.
Y'all played them last?
Your last game of the season.
Oh,
for the first time since 2013.
That's brutal.
And they are foaming at the mouth right now in College Station.
At College Station or
in College Station?
Oh, that's brutal.
That sounds like a setup, man.
Yes. My goodness. Woo. Okay. All right. Let's check out our next matchup here. We've got the Fighting Tigers of LSU going out to Aggie Land in College Station. Texas A&M is a 2.5-point favorite. The total for this game is 53.5. LSU is coming off of a win at Arkansas.
LSU, and that's my cue.
33-10, 34-10, whatever it was. Yes. We got our victory. I was very happy about that. Arkansas is always that pesky team that gets up to play us every year.
I handle them with ease.
Care about that. Yes. They care about that game way more than we care about this game. And they get us from time to time because of that. When you look at recruiting rankings and all that kind of stuff, LSU always out recruits them, but that game is usually a one-score game, and it should not be that way when you're out recruiting them like that.
Y'all better enjoy that, by the way. I'll recruit in Arkansas.
I'm recruiting Arkansas?
Yeah, because now
that you have Arkansas recruiting.
No, what I'm saying, because now that you have Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC, Arkansas they recruited a lot out of Texas when they were in the Southwest Conference, in the Big 12.
You're gonna lose a lot of those now because now they can just stay home and be in the SEC still.
Well, you would think so, but nah, guys are still gonna switch. And Arkansas, they do the most with what they get. Like they develop players. They get those guys that kind of fall through the cracks, man. And sometimes they're able to recruit some guys and keep them home, but usually their top players leave. Like we got an offensive lineman out of Arkansas last year or something like that, like their number one offensive lineman. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not that concerned about Arkansas's recruiting, but they still maximize what they get. All respect to Arkansas for sure. So about this game versus Texas A&M, they've been struggling at the quarterback position, and Connor Wegman is coming back. He was injured, but looking at his pure numbers, they don't look that good. I want to say he's thrown 3 interceptions or something like that this year, and I want to say he's only played in 3 or 4 games. So they turn the ball over a little bit, but one thing about Texas A&M is they can run the football. And before last week, I would have said our running defense has been an Achilles heel for us. I know people will point to the secondary, but it's really been these gashing runs. We had a gashing run versus South Carolina, Nicholls State. All these teams just like gashed us with like a 50 or 60-yard run. But, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, but one of our best our linebackers, Harold Perkins, got hurt a few weeks ago, and now we had to switch to another linebacker, Whit Weeks. Well, Whit Weeks is pretty good too, and he's been playing his ass off, and he's been like defensive player of the week and all this kind of stuff, and definitely caused havoc versus Arkansas and those fans out there. Who was this number 40 guy? Get him out the game or whatever. So much respect to them there. Will.
Yes, sir.
You talked about Nussmeier earlier in the season. Your lack of respect for him, or he's severely flawed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing good though. Playing well.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing well. He is not a running quarterback at all.
No.
And anybody who's expecting him to ever pull it, he did pull it one time last week, but on that read option.
But he'll catch you sleeping though. He can catch you sleeping. He's fast enough for that. But you just don't want to do it a bunch. You want to save it for those moments where we're overplaying on the run and then backdoor. He could do like 60 yards.
Yes. But man,
he's no Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, exactly. The week before, playing against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I think he had a terrible game early on, but
he
came back.
At the end of the game, though, he started hitting guys.
Yes, he responded and had total amnesia of
which
the
I love.
Bullcrap plays he was making.
Yeah, that's a great trait.
Yes,
that's a great
trait. Absolutely.
Like the failure earlier didn't bother him at all. It did not even in the middle, which I love that about a quarterback. So that's dope.
Yes, and so Nussmeier, he did take it a little bit far, and he started walking around town like this, because
Randy gets so much love on this show. It's hilarious.
That's the microwave episode, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes, it was. Yeah, man. Shout out South Park, man. But Nuss,
Randy's the GOAT.
Nuss is that's my quarterback. I actually expect him to come back next year. I know we kind of talked about the draft and all that kind of stuff, but I really expect him to come back. This is his only year starting. So
I think he's one of those guys who, yes, he could go, but I think it would benefit him to stay an extra year. I think it would. Also, I think next year your receiving core is going to be crazier than this year. So, I think some of the guys you got right now are getting better and better. Lacey's going to be out though, right? He's a senior.
Lacey's out. We could probably have Aaron Anderson again, the dude number one fast guy.
Yeah.
You could probably have him back, but he's out, and I think Daniels is out too. So
are you guys losing your tight end too?
Yes. Mason Taylor is going to the pros too. That's
do you think
the son of Jason
against
Taylor.
The other receivers in his class that are going to go.
Really?
Yes.
But I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear
Mason Taylor is the son of Jason Taylor.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, he was a 3-star.
I didn't know where he played though.
Yeah,
he got a hot aunt. Take that.
Now, so where would you match up? Where do you think Lacey ranks in the receivers in his class that are probably going to leave? Some of them might stay, but
I like Lacey a lot, of course. I think for sure he's a first round pick. So I definitely have him behind Hunter. I would take Hunter before him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody else.
You know what? There's too many. I got a better question actually. There's too many. Too many random receivers. Where does he rank in the last few years of LSU receivers? So the Chases, the Jeffersons,
he's below all of those guys.
Below Neighbors.
Below Neighbors, below Brian Thomas, I think.
Below Thomas too.
Yeah.
Again, not a shade on Thomas, but I'm just wondering. All right, so he's good, but
this has really been his only year to shine.
Yeah, it's true.
He's made plays with those guys on the field now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this is his money year for sure. So
because it's the first year it's him. It's his team.
Yeah.
As a receiver. His receiver room. Because before, Neighbors and Brian. So all right. Well, I like Lacey though. What I like about Lacey is that he sells out for the QB. He'll go after everything.
Yes.
He's not alligator. He's not alligator arming nothing. And with his size, he can create some pretty good contested catches. So I've loved watching Lacey play this year. I've had to focus more dealing with your ass on your receivers.
according to Draft Bros, they got him ranked number 29 in receivers.
Oh, that's insane.
Oh, wow.
No, he's not 29.
Okay.
That's crazy. I mean, that might be like I feel like they haven't updated that. Maybe that was preseason rank, which would have made sense because they didn't see a lot of them before that. But if that's updated, they're tripping. He's not the 29th best receiver in college. He's like the top 15, top 20. I'd probably say top 15 for sure. Like
It hadn't been updated in a month. His last time updated was on the 30th of September.
That's a bad no. They are tripping. Who are the like first 5 names like right ahead of them?
They have. Let me see. Let me get back here.
My fault. I should have just.
I got you. I got you.
The names closest to him, they should probably be jumping over.
McMillan from Arizona.
Is what? He's number 1. No?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I meant the ones closer to his name, like closer to.
Oh, close to his name. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like the 5 right before him.
Right before him is Elijah Badger.
He's better than him.
DeCorian Clark from UTSA.
I like him, but just come on, he's in the SEC. Let's stop being crazy.
Deion Burks from Oklahoma.
No.
Dane Key from Kentucky. And then Ricky White from UNLV.
Yeah, he's better than all those guys. Lacey's better than every one of those guys.
I like Trey Harris from Ole Miss more. I think he's more of a game breaker. Well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, that's McMillan. I guess would be the number 1, but he's only because of size. He's 6'5" and he can kind of move, so he's gonna get.
They got Harris at number 4.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Now, who's number 2 and 3?
Ibuka from Ohio State.
Let's go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Restrepo from Miami. Then Harris at 4. Isaiah Bond from UT.
Yeah.
Luther Burden.
Burden should have been above. Burden should have been no lower than 3.
Man, that's Burton hasn't been doing anything this year, though.
I know, but there's something weird about what's going on with that team. But he's nasty. He killed.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what
happened.
I've seen it.
I've seen it before. Yes.
Felton is number 7, and then Evan Stewart from Oregon is at number 8.
Okay.
Fine, I guess. But well, I can make a case for Lacey for a bunch of those guys being equal to or better than. But and he's SEC. They tripping on some of them guys, man. UTSA?
Yeah.
Come on now. What are we doing?
Well, look, I always have a problem with the small school guys like kind of going ahead of anybody on a big level. Because I'm like, if that kid went to LSU or something, would he start? No, he probably would. You know, that's what I always think.
Yeah,
it's rare.
In most cases, you're right, but in some cases, like McMillan would start anywhere. He's in Arizona, but he'd be starting pretty much. He's 6'5" and he can run, so and he can. But yeah, some of them other names, no, they would not be the number 1 receiver on LSU right now. No, Burden would, but you know, it's a smaller group. But I like Lacey, man.
Okay. So for this game, I like LSU. I'll take those points. Hopefully we can get out this win. I would take us straight up just to win. I think the team is really mature. They understand they are flawed. This is definitely not a perfect team at all, but they're gritty and they will fight. And the offense is good. And I think we found the running game, Caden Durham. I think we found her.
I think he doesn't want to give up the love. I think he says
no. It's like we really tried some outside zone this game, and they looked a lot better running outside zone.
Your scariest player is a Texan. Let's be clear.
Yeah, that kid, the rate he's going, he'll be a NFL starter.
Yeah. Yeah, just add a freshman as a freshman working like this, and he's playing with 2 dislocated toes as well. So, shout out to that kid, man, for real.
And then wait till you get blown away when track season starts.
Yes.
He's a football player just happened to run track.
Exactly.
Let me what was I gonna ask? Oh, where would you rank him amongst LSU backs recently?
Oh, it's too early right now to go against the history. Yeah. It's way too
early. Saying like, who's the guy? Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Is that the guy who's gonna?
Clyde was a monster.
He's better than him.
He's better than Clyde. He's not better than Leonard was though.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette.
He's a man child.
Shouldn't it hurt him that we know what happened to him after? Like he just.
Leonard Fournette get into it with some of the Florida coaches or whatever, then go back in the locker room. He wasn't gonna play. Go back in the locker room and get dressed. Then come out and run over somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, watching people fall off him like he was a cyborg during his career at LSU was some of the funnest football I got to watch.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. So.
Was Fournette y'all's greatest running back?
Single season, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, one season. Yeah, one season.
Or was you going with Kevin Falk?
Kevin Falk was a monster too, man.
He was
Yeah, Dalton Hilliard.
Patriot, baby. Career Patriot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't always,
Joseph Adai.
Joseph Adai. I got the jersey.
Joseph Adai was Texan. One of the best.
I got his jersey right now. Yes.
Joseph Adai. He's the most memorable one was Adai, I feel like. His run there was pretty good.
Some backs, man. Some backs.
Oh, I mean, Fournette.
Y'all was all right.
You're talking backs, and like everyone that your name is like 2-3 years apart. Like you could name like 3 or 4 like back-to-back years in Texas. That's all they do is running backs. Just running back after running back. Georgia too is another problem at running back. Although they always suck in the league except for Gurley.
Because maybe it's used up.
I think they have 8,000 carries in college, and then they get to the league, and it's just
Gurley, sure.
Garrison Hurst did good.
Who?
Garrison Hurst.
Hurst was LSU?
No, Georgia. I thought you were talking about Georgia.
Oh yeah.
LSU come from Georgia.
Remember Noshawn Moreno? He was
LSU back.
Noshawn Moreno was supposed to be LT 2.0.
Wide receivers and cornerbacks at LSU though.
Yeah.
You said what?
Wide receivers and cornerbacks at LSU though.
Yeah, it's wide receiver you. Them and Bama.
They grow on trees in Louisiana, man. All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about the pick'em here. Yeah. So at the top of the list, 87 correct is Meade and Tigers of Clemson. Coach in third place there, 85. Followed by the billing at 83.
Who's in the rear view mirror?
Gator bait, holding down 5 though. Holding down 5.
Okay, here we go.
I'll catch y'all.
All right. The Tuke all the way down there, 57. Shameful.
Where is he? Where is he?
57, correct. Number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that?
Tuke. He watches NFL, y'all.
Well, look, he suggested putting the pick'em together for the college.
Oh, this is baby.
This what he suggested. So, all right, let's pick a few of these games here. Let's go with Ohio State. I'm sorry, Nebraska at Ohio State. Ohio State is the favorite. Jake.
You know I got the Buckeyes.
All right. Will, who you got?
Buckeyes. Cornhuskers got exposed really bad last week. So they're clearly they were ahead of schedule, and now they're falling back to the mean. They'll be great next year, though. Rayola's good.
Okay. Coach?
Buckeye.
I concur. Clean sweep there. Oklahoma is at Ole Miss. Mississippi is the favorite here. Jake, who you got?
Ole Miss.
All right. Will.
Same. You guys know I rock with Ole Miss.
Coach.
Ole Miss. Oklahoma's a train wreck right now.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on over there.
Agreed. Going with Ole Miss. Notre Dame at Navy, the ranked number 24 ranked Navy.
Shout out to the midshipmen. For
real, man.
And they're
Jake,
lost this week to Notre Dame because they're gonna lose.
Jake?
I'm gonna go with a shocker. I'm gonna go ahead and take the midshipmen.
What?
All right.
The midshipmen.
Will.
No, I got
okay.
No. I was just making fun of their name. No, I got Golden Domers.
All right, Coach.
Ditto.
All right, yeah, I'm going Notre Dame as well.
My hate
The
for
Fighting Lou
Notre Dame
Holtz.
blinds me.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. I have been blinded by hate a few times.
Don't I know it?
All right, Illinois goes to number 1 Oregon. What you got here, Jake? Oregon is a favorite.
This is going to be an absolute schlacking. Yeah, Oregon.
All right. Well,
big time spanking. Oregon.
Okay. Coach.
Oregon.
I'm going Oregon as well. We got Missouri going to Alabama. Jake.
Alabama's
Alabama's
about to
favorite.
collect that third loss. I got Mizzou.
All right.
I also have Mizzou. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Coach?
Burden shows up this week.
I'm gonna make it a 3-piece.
Oh my gosh.
I talked about Oklahoma's a train wreck. Alabama, they walked out their field this past week. Their head coach looked shook.
And their players looked defeated. Yeah. I agree.
Nobody's afraid of the big bad wolf anymore.
Hey, because Saban ain't walking through that door. Simple. He's on college game day living his best life.
That's right. That's right.
Eating
Don't he got like some 20-year-old girlfriend or something?
Steak, shrimp, and lobster, Jake. Steak, shrimp, and lobster. He's chilling.
Who got a 20-something-year-old girlfriend?
Saban?
Oh. No.
You're thinking Belichick.
Okay, my bad. Same guy.
It's it's the same
Coach
guy.
Go Tigers.
You can rip either one of their masks off at any given time. It'll just be the other one there. Like that.
Yeah, right.
No, Coach.
I would have got away with you want you pesky kids.
Gotcha.
Coach Saban got the long term. Miss Terry. Miss Terry been on the map.
My apologies, Coach Saban.
Oh, yeah. Actually, not just apologies, Saban. As a show, we apologize to Miss Terry because she's a legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Miss Terry does all the work. He says it all the time. She's like the biggest part of what he does. Because I mean, obviously he's doing the husband thing, but he means it. Like she holds him down. All the players love her. Yeah. So Miss Terry.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm assuming you're taking Alabama, Dale.
I'm taking Alabama. Alabama's at home. There's no way they're gonna lose at home to Missouri. If you lose to Missouri at home, they might execute you in Alabama.
Wrap it up. Get ready for next year to recruit.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Boise State at UNLV, Jake.
Kind of worried for Boise State. They got some defensive plans to try to slow Janty down, but I still think Boise State's got it.
Okay. Will? This is a Friday night game, too. 9:30.
Who was it again?
Friday night game.
No, not that. Who?
Boise State at UNLV.
Oh, yeah. I just think, Look, Jake's right, but I think Boise's going to get the win still.
All right. Coach?
Boise State. Got to support the hometown guy.
Shanti.
I'm going Boise State.
How many yards he get this week?
Bill 50.
Yeah. Buck
Easy.
50.
He rolled out of bed to a Bill 50, Coach. Come on. That's a big stretch and then 150.
They gonna put 12 in a box. Just pass it. We dare you to pass it.
Still ain't gonna help.
Can't wait to see this guy on my fantasy team next year. I'm telling you.
You really want him on your actual team.
All right, Washington at Indiana. Indiana's the favorite. Jake.
Indiana.
Will.
Indiana. I am so on the Indiana train right now. More than any of the other waves you've heard from me this year, I am on this Indiana wave. Coach been on this wave since last year, honestly, I believe. And Indiana's they're different. They're coaching. He's having an effect on that team the same way Lanning has the effect on Oregon, and the same way we looked at Prime having the effect on the Colorado program. That's the type of effect he's brought in Indiana. We're gonna, as long as he's there, we're gonna have to view them as a football school now as well. So,
Okay.
Yeah, go Hoosiers,
Coach.
Give me Indiana.
I swear to God, you better not pick against me after all this shit.
Not give up. Yeah, give me Indiana.
All right.
The Bobby Knights.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Indiana here for this one. All right. The only other game here to pick, LSU goes to Texas A&M. And I am taking the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Jake, who you got?
LSU this year has proved to me one thing. They somehow just pull wins right out of their ass. So I'm taking LSU.
All right.
I think things get real interesting this week. Aggies.
All right. Coach.
And much as it pains me, I wish it can be a 0-0 tie.
I hate them both. They excel at golf.
6 overtimes, Coach. 6 overtimes.
But I'll probably say I would have to go with the Aggies this week.
All right.
Did I redeem myself, Dale? Am I off the list?
Now LSU. LSU.
Once you're on it, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, like I don't know how to get off it,
Well, like Jake said, they find ways to win, but A&M's look pretty. The last couple of weeks, they look pretty clean in the games they played.
Dale writes that list in pen.
Yeah, I think after the Samantha Irvin comment, I think
Sharpie.
I'm off permanently.
Yeah, man.
You made the Cardinals
talking about Samantha Irvin.
Will. That was it. You couldn't. That's almost worse than shitting on an LSU player is to take my side. So, that's
right.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dale, I don't mean to. You know what? I'll wait.
Oh, and you also should mean it.
No, that was the last thing I had. So I'm just wrapping up.
I would say after the show.
Okay.
It's extremely bad news.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up the show this week. Enjoy the college football.
Did you just deuce click with the deuce click with the horns? South Central's going crazy right now.
Yes, indeed. All right, you guys enjoy college football this weekend. Should be a great slate of games. So good luck to all of your teams, unless you play in mine. So.
LSU sucks.
Remember to follow us on social media at BS and Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.